conversational, or do you want them to just talk?
They can
Just talk? Got it. Sounds good. So when you guys come up, once again, family background, what's your background with your family, what's your experience, and then why you're running for office, what really motivates you to put yourself out there with the community. So we're going to start out with the candidates for judge. I'll say a couple things about each of them. I actually know every single one of these judge candidates very, very well. All of them are exceptional voices and really pillars of the community and what they do every day. So we're going to start off with Ms. Deborah Shaw.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to come and speak with you. My name is Deborah Shaw. I was born and raised in Lawrence County. I currently live in Shenango Township.
I had a sister. My brother was killed in a car accident in 2007. Sorry, it's still a little bit. But I graduated from Newcastle High School in 1994. And upon graduation from high school, I went to Slippery Rock University out of high school. And I certainly wasn't ready for the college life yet. Immaturity had more guidance than education at that point in time. So in 1998, my father came up to me and said, you know, I don't know what your future holds, but the one thing I know for certain is you are not going back to Slippery Rock University. And so he gave me a decision. You could go to work or you could join the armed forces. And it was at that time that I enlisted in the United States Air Force. I served in the Air Force for a period of 5 years. While I was in the Air Force, I completed my undergraduate degree from the University of Maryland. My first duty station was at Pope Air Force Base in North Carolina, and I worked on C-130s. Those are the aircraft that are designed to transport the 82nd Airborne. I was an avionics technician. After a year, I was changed duty stations, and I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, for a period of 3 years where I worked on H-60s. Most people know them as Black Hawks. In the Air Force, they were Pave Hawks. And we did search and rescue missions out of our squadron. So what that was designed to do was, in the event a soldier got injured in the field, our pararescuemen would go out and they would bring them to safety and provide them with medical treatment. In 2002, I actually deployed for Operation Enduring Freedom, and I was sent to the southern Philippines in support of that war. While I was there, I actually began studying for my LSAT exams. And when I came back from the deployment, I actually flew back to the United States. I went back to Slippery Rock University, and I took my LSATs, and I was successful in my score that allowed me to go on to law school. In 2003, I was actually awarded a non-commissioned officer of the Quarter Award for my community service and my service in my squadron itself. And then I actually got out shortly after that award was given. In 2006, I graduated from Case Western Reserve University with my law degree. And my very first job was working for Judge Cox as his law clerk. In that position, I was responsible to assist the judge in performing research and helping him draft opinions, and basically whatever the judge had in his courtroom, I was his assistant in resolving those matters. In 2007, I went out into the private practice, and I actually I actually began my career here at ELLWOOD City, and I worked for Attorney Gene Daimio. I worked with him until 2019, and then I opened up my own practice in 2019 in the city of Newcastle. I am licensed to practice law in both Pennsylvania and Ohio, and I've performed several jury trials in multiple areas of the law. And that's really the reason that I am looking to run, and that's my motivation, is I believe I bring a lot of experience in every aspect of the law. So I've done criminal jury trials, I've done civil trials, I've done family law trials, I've represented juveniles, so I'm familiar with the court system. So I believe that I can bring to the seat 3 judges at this time. So I just look for continue to urge support very, very much.
Just so you know, when you guys come up, I'll be right over there. I'm keeping the 5-minute mark. So we're on the minority in Harrisburg, it's the only tower
now meet its minimum municipal obligations, engage in good contracts with police and fire. It has emerged from Act 47 oversight. And during my time as assistant solicitor, I'm proud of being able to contribute to that for the city of Newtown. They're now in a position where they can start focusing on economic development and good police and fire contracts, most cases. So I share that all with you because I think I bring to the table the judge not only a diverse background in the practice of law, beginning in corporate and business law, private practice in Lawrence County, experience in public service and serving our community, as well as matters of municipal law. And I think all of those values and lessons and hard work that I've put into it will benefit the people of Lawrence County if I'm lucky enough to be elected to the better. So I do thank you for the time and the opportunity to speak. And I hope I didn't go over my time. I thank you all.
So I just thought of something. As I'm back here hearing what the judges have been talking, I'm really looking forward to never being in front of any of them. And they'll be like, hey, Bernstein, do you remember when you were like, hurry up? So that's a really good thing. Josh, you know, you do have prosecutorial discretion. So I'll go with bold of you with the whole time. Just saying. So the next up, also running for judge, is Jim Knowles.
Good evening. My name is Jim Knowles. I'm one of the candidates for 7 positions for the county court police judge. I want to thank those who put this evening together for us, and I appreciate seeing members of the community come here to listen to what we have to say. It's a very important election coming up, and we need to educate yourself. There's a lot of homework to do and a big decision to make. I want to point out that the role of the common police court in Lawrence County and every other county throughout Pennsylvania is to hear cases that involve a very broad spectrum of issues. Custody cases, divorce cases, support cases, personal injury cases, disputes between individuals and business owners, and to litigate those cases in their courtrooms. Criminal cases are also included in that list of subjects that the common police court judges are required to preside over. I think the list of frightened me because of my faith and my family. I was raised every day. I was so lucky to have parents that said, son, when you church and you're going to go. Son, you can do whatever you want, but God and your family are first. Son, you can do whatever it is you want to do as long as you take care of the people around you. And I got faith. I was going to lose everything. I was going to lose my faith. I was going to lose my family. And I was going to lose that ability to help my community into law school. And I did good. I got out of law school. I crushed it. That first year, I was at the top of my class. I think I was second all the time. It was big, firm interviews. Had a lot of decisions to make. I was working for the Dallas Hardman. I spent that first summer with Dallas Hardman. That second year of law school, we're talking law school. I got two. We're going to Pittsburgh. What do I do? And he told me to wait there. He said, Larry, you're too tied in this. The way you analyze case law, the way you handle people, the way you like to control the room, care, you're going to be a justice. And that was probably in 2001. It stopped. I stayed with the Attorney Dallas Hardman, one personal injury, until 2006. I wanted more. I didn't just want that one specialty. So I wanted a little bit more. I went out on it. It was a scary time. Remember the I went out on it. I made a couple fouls. Still out there. He told me, you'll be back. I said, no, I'll be back. And I started at practice. I was fortunate enough. There was a district attorney who wasn't Mr. Lynn Houston who needed some help, he needed some talent. So I started prosecuting part-time while I was running that private practice. And yes, Josh, I believe, the first lawyer of your now preeminent Lawrence County Drug Task Force. I was the guy who pioneered that, and I was the guy who tried all those cases. That's where I really, really fell in love with the court. We tried case after case after case, and there was a time in Lawrence County where 3 or 4 cases, trials a year, was fine. We tried sometimes 6 to 10 cases a year, and that's what I was doing. I was picking juries, and I was learning it, and I was loving it. And the whole time I'm doing it, I'm in that courthouse. I'm picking up family law cases. I'm picking up juvenile cases. And people are coming in hopeless, and I'm helping them for free. One day, the chief public defender said, Larry, I want you to
I spent my first 2 years working as a clerk for him, as Attorney Olson indicated earlier, doing research for him, writing opinions, drafting orders, assisting him, which is a great foundation, learning from that side of the bench to kind of get a view of what that side sees for the people that are in front of the court. In 2006, I started at the district attorney's office, where I continue to maintain working here today for the district attorney in Houston. 2006, I also started with a law firm about Nichols, Mrs. Flannery Park, where my dad, Jack Flannery, and also my uncle Dick were partners. A very general practice. It was one of the larger law firms in the county at the time. It certainly gave me a broad experience among some very seasoned attorneys. In 2014, I went on my own and started my own practice, where I continue to do that today. It's a very general practice, state administration, family law, litigation. I've acted as a conflict solicitor for the city of Newcastle when there's been issues where they need someone else to come and step in. The primary background I would consist of, though, is from the district attorney's office. From 2006 to the present, I've tried approximately a little over 30 cases. Homicide, I'm a drug prosecutor, drug dealers, violent crimes, homicides, and everything in between. I spend each and every day in the courtroom as an advocate for justice, and I will continue to do that. A little bit about my family. So my wife, Alyssa, I have a 28-year-old son, Nicholas, who's an engineer with Toyota, who lives in Dallas, Texas. I also have an 11-year-old daughter, Piper, an 8-year-old daughter, Piper, and a 6-year-old son, Jack. I can assure you that my wife won't be here tonight. However, there was also a very important engagement. He's in kindergarten, and there was a mother and son event that she was not going to miss, and he certainly wouldn't let her, and I don't blame her one bit. From the community level, I've done my best to engage our community. I think it's extremely important that all of us take the steps to be engaged in our community. I currently serve as the president of the Lawrence County YMCA Board. I'm currently the president of the Margaret Henry Foundation. I'm the vice president of the Lawrence County Agency for Responsible Care. I am the immediate past president, still on the board for Highland House. And I also serve on the Elmira Foundation. I also have been a past president for the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce. Now, the reason I tell you these things, the attorney stage, the whole thing about this for us, at least for myself, is standing up here and patting myself on the back. That's not the reason we're doing it. The reason we want to do that is to share our experience. It's to let us know who we are, what we stand for, and what we want to do for our community. And as I stated, I would commit to you that going forward, I would stand as a judge, continue to make sure that everybody's treated fairly and impartially. I'm going to end on this. There's a very basic analogy that's been used not just by myself, but I'm sure by others. But I often think of judges in a similar, obviously not the same, as umpires in baseball. What's their objective? It's to call balls and strikes. And it's to make sure that you get everybody that's there equal the same strike zone. From a judiciary standpoint, it's to make sure you are calling things as you see them. And when somebody comes before you,
or to the local police departments, you and your team in the district attorney's office. So helping our officers stay safe. Thank you for what you do for that as well. The next person up, the only candidate who's currently running, Vince Martwinsky for sheriff here in Lawrence County.
Hello, everybody. I apologize for my voice. Getting over laryngitis also. So my name is Vince Martwinsky. I stand in front of you as a candidate for sheriff. First, I want to thank my wife, Tracy. We have two amazing children, Vincent and Lauren. Vincent's a nurse. Lauren is in nursing school. Vincent also teaches in Tech. I had a son that I lost about 7 years ago to a pretty tragic incident. And so my family over here from Shenango Township originally. My wife graduated from Newcastle. I went to Shenango High School. After I graduated from high school, I enlisted into the Navy. After I got out of the Navy, I enlisted at the Indiana University of Pennsylvania Police Academy. When I got out of the academy, I started my policing and working in the DA's office for this. It's Navy having this contacts with other agencies, so we all work very well with one another. I want to be able to bring the sheriff's office into that mix also. So that's one of the main reasons why I am running is for the safety and, of the community and the commitment. I've been serving others. That's one of the biggest parts about my platform that I'm kind of running on, honor, courage, and commitment. The biggest part about it is the commitment to serve others above yourself. That's not always easy to do as a law enforcement officer. You know, not a lot of people have great pleasures when they deal with the police. But my job is to sort of bridge that gap as the sheriff and bring a different dynamic to Lawrence County.
here in ELLWOOD, half my life. And here's what I'll tell you, what I saw. My 2 kids went through here, my wife taught here, and so on. I really appreciate ELLWOOD City because it's kind of a community that I grew up with in small towns. We still have parades. We still have many good people here, kind people, people who work together. You can walk the streets and it's safe. We have a great police department led by the mayor and the police officers. We have a full-time ALS program in town here, the paramedics on duty with fire. We have public works. We have an electric department. We have a wastewater treatment plant. We have everything you want here. I think sometimes the people who grew up here take it for granted. Go somewhere else and live, and then you come back here, you'll appreciate it more. I have been other places, and I will also tell you, all those experiences, you have to have a team. The council right now is a team, and a lot of great things are happening. We started Wonder ELLWOODs that bring people from the outside into town. We started working with the Chamber of Commerce, community enrichment. I'm also the president of ELLWOOD City Revitalization. We run the farmers market, among other things. It's having pride, bringing people here. Our partners on the county level have been a great help to us too. We have great relationships with the county commissioners and economic development and everything else. So that has to continue. But what I'm looking to do, I don't need any more titles. I'm not running for re-election for another title. I've had it. I'm looking to finish the job that this council has started. We're economic development. The downtown and the whole borough. We have applied for a grant for a comprehensive plan. And we're going to start revitalizing more of the downtown and the whole community. We need to fix the infrastructure below ground and above ground. We need to apply for more grant money. It's out there, and we need to be more proactive. We are getting a grant for the comprehensive plan that will help us. And the last thing I'll say is we need to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money. We need to spend it wisely. Some things come out of nowhere, like the increase in electrical prices that affect every community. How do you adjust? Okay, you have to adapt to those changes and move forward. And that's what we're doing here. We have to build a better community from the youth all the way through the seniors. Because it's a whole community that has to work together. So I'll leave you with this. The job's not done. I'm running for one more term for 4 years. I've served 9 years on council, 8 years on the school board. And when the job's done, it should be done within the next couple of years. Hopefully I'll be back again. But I vision without execution, you'll never have progress. So I like to get things done, and I hope I can get people's votes to come back and finish the job. Thank you.
So I used to be a big supporter of Brad until Notre Dame beat my Nittany Lions to get to the national championship. Looks like he probably saved us from a lot of embarrassment. I wish we would have got waxed. So Brad, thank you so much. Next is Jim Berry, currently a member of council, more importantly known as the former owner of Berry District.
That's about that. All of us here, I don't know what's there. I think more or less what he does. Married, and I was retired. I was a business man for 32 years. And as far as the town, one we save, clean, and watch the money.
That's it. I'll say it now. My bad. Holy cow. Thank you to Harrisburg to get people to get through their speeches quicker. That could work out well. Last but not least, Joe Mancini.
Joe Mancini, candidate for borough council. I'm married to my wife,
for 20 years and enjoyed that a lot. I ran the 10K race for 3 years, and I also worked with Snowcrest and Fox Run, and I volunteered at the food bank once a week, and I helped my church out and pizza sales, and the festival of the government bus is the biggest seller in the summertime, and while I'm running for the politics, I was the judge of elections for many years in the 3rd Ward in Elwood City, and I helped canvass for local politicians, local, state, and federal, so I said, why not try it for myself? So I'm here. Thanks.
Thanks so much. That wraps up the folks running for ELLWOOD City Borough Council. Now, what I like to call the worst job in all of politics, if we want to call it that. Right? You almost get to make nobody happy on any given day on any particular situation, and that's the folks for the school board. So they don't get paid. They work their tails off every day trying to make our community a better place. So thank you so much. We will start out with Kathy Taylor.
Hi everyone. My second time around running for the school board for the 402-year spot. I've always been one to help people, paid or unpaid. So I have a son that's graduating from Lincoln here in June. So I really don't need to do this because he's graduating. But I feel led by the board that I still need to stay on the board and help the community and help ELLWOOD. And I have a husband I've been married to for 17 years and have some grandkids step-grandkids in the district as well, and some cousins, and I just feel that I can help in some way and feel led to do this, and I hope I can help the community, the teachers, the school, the staff, everyone. Sometimes the taxes gotta go up, but we try to keep them down if we can. And I know so far since I've been on the board, we've done so much things, good and bad, that people haven't liked, and some that people really liked. And for one, we have a brand new school over at Perry pretty much, and now we're working on Lincoln being top shape too. So I just appreciate your support again, and I hope I can keep helping even the older people too, because that's what I do for a living. So I started out in teaching and then went to helping older folks. So I appreciate your vote, and thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you so much, Kathy. That's it, Kathy.
Yeah.
That's not correct. That's interesting. So next is Claire Bobby, who I believe is the new Dr. Claire Bobby, if I'm correct.
That is correct.
That's correct. All right.
All right, so good evening, everybody. Thank you for excusing our tardiness. We were in a meeting. Like I said, I'm Dr. Claire Bobby. I'm a lifelong resident of Elwood City. Some of this from my husband, John Bobby, before we got married, it was non-negotiable. If we're going to get married, we're going to live in Elwood. So we live in Elwood. He's been a police officer in Elwood for 14 years, so he's active in our community. We have 2 girls, both in the Elwood district, that are the reason behind I do everything that I do. So a little bit about myself. I have a political science degree from Westminster, my secondary education certificate. I have a master's in professional school counseling. I have a master's in special education and a doctorate of education in educational leadership and administration. I've been in education for 17 years now. I currently teach math at a public school. Next year I'll be changing roles and I'll be a professor of education at the collegiate level, so I'm excited for that. I think that my education, my knowledge gives me a unique spin on the insight of what is needed to do the good, the bad, and the ugly within a district that benefits our taxpayers, but most importantly, our students. That's the heartbeat, and that is the future of our communities, to keep our students here. I have experience with several charter schools. Knowing that information that I do helps me give an insight. What does our district need to keep our kids in school and keep the funds in our district? That is important. I have done research on my own research in extracurricular activities, examining Math 7 PSSA scores. So I think that the combination of all of those things just gives me a unique advantage point, and it would be an honor to serve again. I currently serve on the Student Affairs Committee, I've been on the Security Committee, which also we have resource officers and police officers in every one of our schools, keeping them safe. We recently were able to put a weapons detection system in our building, so our not only is our academics growing, but our safety is growing for our students as well. In true teacher fashion, I created a handout, which I can put back door, put by the door. So if there's anything else you would like to know about me, it's all there for the leader at Get Ready. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Claire. Next is Robin Nichols.
Hi everyone, I'm Robin Nichols. I'm a lifelong resident of ELLWOOD City, particularly Ewing Park. Proud graduate of Lincoln High School. I then went to University of Pittsburgh and pursued my education. Came back, got married, pursued my master's in instructional leadership education, and
very safe, thank God, much like other schools. But another thing, I like to see the kids, they leave home, they don't come back. And that's a sad part. It's a good time. My job as a school board, coach all years, all kids give their best, and they have to give their best. I will do my best to school them. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joe. So, tonight we heard from very local offices, and as you folks know, every 2 years you have what they call major elections, right? And then every 4 you have the presidential. And people are so focused on oftentimes what happens in Washington, D.C. or places like that. But the truth is, the most impactful people with your government are right here in this room, right? It's your mayor, it's your DA, it's the sheriff, it's the judges, keep communities safe, it's the school board members and make sure kids can read and write, it's the council, it's all of those things that are closest to home. And so I really thank you for taking the time to be here this evening. I thank the folks for watching at home, and everybody have a great day. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
NCTV45 appreciates your viewership. We will run this program in its entirety later this evening. Thanks again for watching NCTV45.